Hey everyone, Roger here from Nisi Filters USA. Professional landscape photographers are big fans of our squared filter holder systems, and many shooters use our filter holders and optical glass ND filters. Nisi knows that squared filter systems are not for everyone. However, top quality ND filters on high-end cameras and lenses is necessary when shooting images of flowing water and dreamy clouds in camera rather than trying to recreate it digitally. Circular ND filters are a compact and convenient alternative to the larger squared filter systems. And Nisi makes a full line of circular ND filters in various sizes to fit virtually every lens out on the market. ND filters reduce the amount of light that's passing through them, causing you to have to compensate for the change in exposure values for the reduced light. In landscape photography, generally you're doing this in order to decrease your shutter speed so that you can extend your exposure time. This is also known as dragging the shutter. Doing this will cause slow-moving objects such as clouds to appear to be in motion. And generally speaking, whenever you slow down your shutter speed, anything in motion will appear blurred. And that's the idea. I'm going to show you a range of our circular ND filters and give you a few quick tips on how you can choose the right filter for your desired results. I'll start with the 3-stop filter. As the name suggests, it reduces the amount of light by 3 stops. So if you're shooting and your exposure calls for a 1/60th of the shutter speed without a filter, the 3-stop will decrease that to 1/8 of the second shutter speed. That difference will introduce a water flow effect. So if you're shooting a stream of water or a waterfall, rather than freezing every droplet of water, it's going to smooth it out, creating the illusion of motion. Next, we jump to the 6-stop ND filter. In the same light, your 1/60th of a second shutter speed will drop to 1 full second. This will cause the ebb and flow of the ocean to create these long, silky lines of water and a slight softening of fast-moving clouds. Next in line, we have the 10-stop ND filter. And using that same base exposure of 1/60th of a second, it now drops to 15 seconds. And this is great when you want to get some really long strides of motion in the clouds. With the 10th stop, you can easily get into the 5-minute territory long exposures as well during sunrise and sunsets, turning the ocean into a sea of mist. Lastly, we have the 15-stop ND filter, and this will take that same base exposure of 1/60th of a second down to 9 minutes and 6 seconds. That's an extremely long exposure. Who's it for? It's for photographers who want to be able to shoot long exposures in broad daylight when the ambient light is extremely bright. Exposure times and shutter speeds can vary depending on the time of day that you're shooting and the amount of ambient light that you have. So, in order to help you calculate the exposure, we have a free exposure compensation app that you can download on Apple's App Store and Google Play Store for Android. An important point to consider is that Nisi NDs filter the full color spectrum down through the infrared range, making them extremely color neutral. This will decrease your color correction time in post. So, Nisi only uses optical glass that is nano-coated to retain the sharpness and resolution of your lens. All of our round-threaded circular ND filters come in various sizes, ranging from 40.5 all the way to 112 millimeters. We also have them in the squared format, and we have them for the DJI drones. We also have collection sets that offer considerable savings over purchasing them individually. Nisi built its reputation on high-quality ND filters, making them the best companion for your high-end lenses and cameras.